In this video, I'm going to show you how to create conditional branches based on certain responses and things that happen inside of our automation. And so from our previous example, we have this automation where somebody submits this case study form on our website. That's our trigger event that triggers the automation. And then we send right away this text message that says, hey, contact first name. Hey, John, are you looking to buy a home in Charlotte? Yes or no? And so we text them with this message, and we want to have two different branches after this message. If they reply yes, we want it to have to go down one branch. If they reply no, we want it to go down another branch. And if they don't reply at all after, let's say, an hour, we can have a third branch that'll text them just a follow-up text because they didn't reply to us at all. And so the way that we do that is first we need to create a wait step. This wait step is going to be a little bit different than the wait steps we covered in the last video, because this one is, instead of a time delay, it's going to be a contact reply wait step. So we're going to say wait for contact reply or 1 hour. So we're just going to, that's for the name so we can see it visually. And then we have to select which message we're waiting for this contact to reply to. And we're going to select this SMS message right here that's in our workflow. We could have renamed it to say like welcome text, and it would have said welcome text here. But anyway, we're going to hit timeout, and we're going to do 1 hour. So we're going to give this lead 1 hour to reply to us, yes or no. And if they don't, we can have a third branch that will send a follow-up text from. And so we're going to hit save action. And then after the wait step, we then have to add our conditional branch, which in our software, it's labeled as if else. And we can create these different branches. So branch 1, we can name replied yes. And then we can select right here so the automation knows which branch to go down if that yes is replied with on the text message. And so we're going to go to contact reply, and then we're going to go to intent type is, and then positive. So when we say intent type positive, this means that they can respond with yes, yeah, or even just the letter Y for yes, and it'll know that that lead replied positively. Or sure, even if they say sure, even if it's not the exact word yes, whatever replies positive, it'll go down this branch here that we're creating. So that's our first branch. And then we can click add branch, and we can add a second branch. This one will be called replied no. And then we'll select contact reply, intent type is, and then negative no. So that means if they replied no or nah or no thank you, whatever they replied, if it's a negative response, it'll go down that no branch. And then we can add this none branch, which is already here by default. We can name this one didn't reply within 1 hour, and then we can save this. And now you can see it's populated all three branches. We have our replied yes, replied no, and replied within 1 hour. And then we can follow these with specific actions. I'd recommend a text message. So if they replied yes, we can have another text message. We can send them another SMS saying awesome, and then we can ask them another question, right? So that would be something we might say if they replied yes. And then if they replied no, we could say another text. So we could say, no worries. And then we could say, are you looking to buy somewhere else outside of Charlotte? Or we could ask another follow-up question to try to get a better gauge of the situation if this lead needs our services or not. And then if they didn't reply at all, we could send another follow-up text, which this one will send an hour later. If they reply within the hour, let's say they reply 5 minutes after this text is sent, these two messages will happen right away. They'll send right after the person replies. But this branch, it'll wait 1 hour for them to reply. If they don't reply at all to this initial text, they just ghost us. It'll wait the hour, and then it'll send this text that I'm about to type out right here. So we could say, again, are you still with me? And then we could do like contact first name, John, and then question mark, because he didn't reply to the first message at all. Are you still with me, John? And we could leave it at that. And we can keep going with this automation, keep creating more and more branches based on how the replies go to this one. But just remember, you need to add this wait step. That's a contact reply. You need to specify which message is being sent. And then you would also need to add the if else branch and create these different conditions based on certain events that are happening. In this case, we're waiting for the event of the lead to respond back to us to this initial text message. But you could keep going and keep building this automation out as large as you want it. Now that you know how to use these wait steps, these contact reply wait steps, these condition branches. And so the automation, let it be your playground. You can create almost anything you can think of for your business and automate everything. So hopefully that was helpful. I'll see you in the next video.